This content may contain material that could be distressing or triggering to some individuals, including, but not limited to, discussions of trauma, mental health, violence, abuse, or other sensitive topics. Please proceed with care.
Oh, it splashed a bit.
I can hear that.
My cat in the background. Oh, wait. Maybe this could be a little... I don't care what anyone says. That's the sexiest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm so excited to listen to this back in editing. This
is our BTS.
BTS of a lifetime. And I think we needed to lighten the mood for what we're about to talk about.
I'm so tired already. Weather.
I feel like this is how the last episode started, you being tired.
Do what?
Oh no, you weren't on the last episode.
I'm always tired. I'm tired when I have a decent sleep.
Yeah, we talked about this.
And I just thought about it again then.
Did you have a good sleep last night?
Yeah, my body doesn't know how to handle a decent sleep. No. When I tell you I function on 4 hours.
Your mic is brushing against your jacket.
I feel better.
Do ya? Yeah, you've told me that actually. I knew that.
But I'm like, you've seen it in real life now. I'm just like...
Bec sleeps 6 hours and she is unstoppable. She's ready to change the world. I sleep 6 hours and no one should fucking talk to me for the next 5 to 10 business days.
Yeah. Give me 8 hours. I don't know that I can't function.
Anything more than 8 hours, you're wrecked. Well, today's going to be fun. Did you medicate yourself today?
No, I probably should have. I mainly do that when we have guests on.
Yeah. Well, you've only done it once.
Yeah. But I feel like it should be something I should be doing if it's a serious conversation.
Well, we're going to have a little bit of a serious conversation.
Yeah. But I feel like because I know this is my story.
Hours?
But I'm saying for when I tell my story and I'm listening, because you've already put in there uninterrupted.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot that we're going to talk about that you actually... I think I've heard a lot about what you're going to share.
Yeah.
But I don't think you've heard a lot about mine.
No, I haven't. I think I learnt more in the messages that we've sent back and forth. Yeah. And I was like, but yeah, I haven't actually heard it.
Yeah, I don't really know what there is to say. So it might be a matter of just us working it out as we go. That being said, we talked about this and we said, like, we don't want to have anything forgotten and we don't want anything to be misplaced and, you know, we don't want to get to the end of recording or sitting back in editing being like, fuck, I should have said that. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I guess we just rock with it.
We're talking about us. There's probably going to be a bit more to add along the way. Yeah.
So was it the second episode that we recorded that never aired? Or the second? Must have been the second
one, yeah.
And it was unintentional. I don't think we sat down. Yeah. I don't think we sat down and actually said, let's film an episode about this. It just kind of started coming out.
What was the episode originally about? I
don't fucking remember.
This is what we're going to do.
I do not remember. I couldn't for the life of me.
No. I think the fact that we went into that and then all that happened, I think it just overtook what it was originally about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We recorded it, for those who don't know or those who don't remember, we recorded, I believe it was the second episode, and we were still learning about how to record, really. I was still learning about how to record, and I fucked up the audio, and it just didn't work. It just did not work. I ended up recording and overlapping on our own audio, so the episode never aired. We scrapped it. I cried for about 48 hours straight, and the episode was gone. And we just decided to scrap it.
I believe that all things happen for a reason.
Bec
we
really
got
hit
new
me with
camera
that.
out of it.
Yep.
So we worked out, which we'd been saying, we need to get a new camera, need to get a new camera.
Yeah.
I think that was like...
Okay, we really needed to get a new camera.
So that came with that, so that was good.
Yeah. And then we learned as well, I mean, yeah, just I learned how to better manage recording and how to do it better. And you were also really adamant, which I really liked at the time. I still do. You were really adamant that it wasn't just about a reason for us to get a new camera and whatever and to learn more. It was also like, your whole thing was like, it wasn't meant to be out there yet for whatever reason. And we don't know what that reason is yet.
Yeah.
That episode and that topic and that story just wasn't meant to be shared yet for whatever reason.
And look, I remember going home that night and being like, That was so heavy.
Yeah.
I didn't realise how heavy it was. But again, like, it wasn't meant to be then. And looking back now, like, for yourself, because I know that you took it really, really hard. Yeah, like, looking back now, I'm thinking, it was good. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. And I also think one of the other reasons as well is that we didn't do it properly. We didn't do it justice. It was, from memory, it wasn't like we didn't sit down and go, let's talk about this. We sat down, started filming, started yapping, and it just fell out of nowhere. Yeah. And because of that, we didn't do it justice. We didn't share everything. We missed a lot.
I feel like although there was like so much raw emotions and everything, it was very back and forth. Like,
correct.
This happened, and then that. So
and then that. And it was just small, tiny anecdotes. Is that the word? Anecdotes?
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. And it wasn't a full beginning to end masterpiece as it should have been. And I think for that reason, neither of us were given the justice. And our stories weren't given the justice they deserve. Yeah. You know?
But that opened up something for us, though.
It did.
Yeah, which was, again, the reason for everything. Because I had no idea how similar, same but different,
our journeys
were.
At different times and for different, reasons, but still the same situation. Yeah. So.
I think more just the emotional side for some of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the way we experienced everything.
So again, I just think it fell at the right time. Because it did open up something for us moving forward, but it wasn't the right time to be aired.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do, is take turns and just share a little bit. Yeah. Where did it, who wants to go first? Do you want to go first? You went through it first.
I was going to say, you can go first if you want.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
I think that I don't even know where to start because I don't know where it started.
I feel like that part, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I remember like Jodie last week was saying she remembers the moment coming home being like, we need to go to Baby Bunting to get a new, bassinet for her daughter because she started having anxious thoughts. I couldn't tell you the moment it started. I couldn't tell you the moment it started because I don't remember.
What about when you brought him home from hospital? Like let's go from there, because I imagine that after you've had the baby, your hormones all over the place, you're in hospital, and that's supposed to be a time when you're kind of like, oh yeah, and then you get home and then you realise there's no nurses here. Like when I say there's no nurse, I mean no on-hand support. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would have had your wife and your mum and all that, but...
You just had Taylor, really, because I didn't really want anyone else around.
Like, what about let's go from there to pick a moment.
I do have this weird moment that I remember. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law, I guess he's Taylor's stepdad, but he's also one of my father-in-laws. I have 2 father-in-laws and 2 mother-in-laws. Yay me. No, I'm kidding. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law were over and Austin was a newborn. And I was eating something at the dining table in my shitty apartment. It wasn't shitty. I actually really liked that apartment. Anyway, I was eating something and I think it was my mother-in-law was holding Austin and he started crying and something in my body shifted and I was like, my kid's crying. I need to be there right now. I need to hold him. I need to have my baby back. And Taylor jumps up and she looks over at me. She goes, I got it. It's fine. And my heart fell into my asshole and fell on the floor and splattered everywhere. And she's right. She's capable.
Yeah.
And this part of Austin's life, any newborn's life, is about both parents bonding with their baby.
Correct.
And she had a right to go, and she was closer. I think that's what it was. Like, she was closer to him in distance to just be like, I can take it, Mum, thank you. But something in my body was like, I want him now. Give him to me now.
I think also as a person carrying the baby, there's something in you that's like, and agreed, if that was Chris taking Jermaine or Georgia
as a newborn,
he definitely can settle him.
He's capable.
But there's something about like I could be doing exactly what he's doing, but he's not doing it right.
He's not doing it right.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even thought she's not doing it right because she hadn't even had him yet because she looked over at me before she got him and was like, it's okay, I can do it.
No, but I'm just like, they need me.
Yeah. That's my that was my
not that
feeling.
You're not doing it right, they need me.
Correct. And I need them. Yeah. I need them just as much as they need me, right? And I felt a little bit embarrassed. And Taylor and I have talked about this, and I don't hold anything against her because I know that she is a capable mum. I think she's in many ways a better fucking mum than me. But I felt really embarrassed, especially because there was other people there. And, like, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law were there. And, like, it was a moment where I felt stupid for wanting to have my baby. Like, what's wrong with you? Get over it. And that's not what was said, and that's not the energy that was given to me. And Taylor didn't say that. Like, I want to be very clear. Taylor didn't look at me in any which way, but it was internally in my own shit that I was experiencing, the newborn fog, etc. In that moment, I was like, oh, I guess I'm the idiot because Taylor's closer in distance and she can just grab him and he'll be okay. And I felt like a fucking idiot. And then I felt more like an idiot because I was still looking at this baby going, is he mine? Is he really mine?
There's just a domino effect of thoughts, intrusive thoughts for you.
Yeah. So it was for weeks.
All the while trying to be like, mother.
Yeah.
Parent.
Yeah. All the while. And that's why it fucked me up a little bit because I'm looking at this baby, holding him being like, is this my baby? Is he really mine?
Is it because it didn't feel real to you?
I think there's a few reasons why, and this is something I feel very strongly about. I should have found out the gender of my baby when I was pregnant, but I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh,
I thought I told you this. We knew he was a boy in our heads because we knew. We just had this feeling.
Yeah.
But not having it confirmed, I think, made my life harder once he was here.
Yeah, right.
Because if I had known I was pregnant with a son on his way, my thought process during pregnancy would have been, I'm pregnant with my little boy. His name's going to be Austin. Austin's going to be my son. I'm going to be a mother to a son. His name's going to be Austin. My baby's going to be coming in a few months. His name's going to be Austin. He's going to be my son.
Yeah, you get to prepare.
And I can prepare for this little Austin baby boy, right? But because we didn't know, I didn't even feel pregnant.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like 9 months of discomfort because I really had an uncomfortable pregnancy, healthy pregnancy.
Yeah.
But I just didn't, my body's growing, my back's aching. 9 months of discomfort, 27 hours of intense pain, and then a baby fell out of the air and onto my chest. That's what it felt like.
I found out with both genders, so I don't know what it would have been like.
Yeah.
I probably would have felt similar. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel truly as though not knowing.
Because you have that bond by knowing.
Yeah.
Because I speak from experience in saying that, because I don't know the flip side.
Yeah.
But because I got to buy the pink or the blue clothes, I got to say my son or my daughter. Or I get that part.
And the thing is like, the reason that I didn't want to, we both didn't want to know. We both didn't want to know the gender for two reasons. The first reason is that because it could never be a surprise for us, being two women. We couldn't just have an accidental surprise pregnancy.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's just have some surprise, right?
Yeah.
And the other one was, to me, gender doesn't matter. I'm a forward-thinking woman. Gender doesn't matter. As long as it's a happy, healthy baby, I couldn't give a shit. And in this time, even though we thought he was a boy already, because in our heads we were pretty convinced, that wasn't enough for me to bond with this boy baby because we weren't sure. I remember in my last few weeks thinking, hang on a minute, there's still a chance it could be a girl.
Of course.
Because we didn't know. And then going back to, it's probably a boy. Oh, but wait. And this, and so we didn't buy, again, even then, we didn't buy pinks and blues. That being said, Austin then wore pink later on because I like him in pink. It looks nice on his skin. But because gender doesn't mean anything to me, as long as I have a happy, healthy baby, or rather sex, and it doesn't mean anything to me, that was my level of thinking, is that I don't need to know because regardless, I'm going to be a mum. That being said, once he was here, I was looking at him being like, was that really you inside? And then it wasn't until he got the hiccups once. And I was like, that was you. Because he used to get the hiccups in my belly. Yeah, because he used to get the hiccups in my belly a lot. And I'd be like, I remember being like, that was you. But it didn't last long before I was like, are you mine?
Yeah.
Where did you come from? And I don't know for sure, but I do have this very strong theory that had I have known he was a boy, I would not have had that felt like that disconnect between me and him.
So do you think if you did this again, you would definitely be finding out?
100%, and we've talked about it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. If we have another kid...
It would be good to see what it would be like for them. Yeah, no.
There's many things I would do differently.
Yeah.
for my mental health alone, completely alone. And one of them, and the first one would be finding out as early as possible. So, and again, we probably wouldn't even tell anyone. It would just be for us. It would just be for us and mainly me.
And have the surprise on everybody else.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. And that's okay with me, and that's fine with no one knowing.
Because really, regardless of sex, it's really nobody else's business, isn't it?
That's right. That's exactly
and
right.
I don't think anybody else is rooting for 18.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so long as there's a healthy baby.
That's right. That's right. So then that's where it started. And then I had a lot of trouble breastfeeding. And I used to think, and that's where it really fucked me up, because I used to think, I don't feel connected to this baby. If I breastfeed, surely I will. Surely I'll be chasing, I was chasing this feeling of like, he's my baby.
Have you always wanted to breastfeed? Like, was that something like, I'm going to give it a go?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely, I always wanted to. And then I had something called vasospasms. And vasospasms, and I didn't know this for quite some time, vasospasms is the tightening of the blood vessels in your chest. And anyone can have this. Anyone can suffer with vasospasms. And it happens most when you get cold. And Austin was born in winter. Mm-hmm. So winter, tits out, the tightening of your blood vessels in your breasts, it is the most excruciating pain I have ever felt, and I've pushed a baby out. That being said, I had a heavily medicated birth, but
I don't think you ever forget.
no, and you never forget. But it was, and you know what's interesting is that I always thought, even before my pregnancy, everyone gets a little bit of an ache in their chest when it's cold, right?
So we talk about that whole normalising of it.
Well, I genuinely thought, when it's cold, you get a little ache in your chest, in your chest area. And then it was worse when he's sucking, right? And then I thought, okay, all I can do is pump. So I exclusively pumped for 10 weeks. Exclusively pumping is not for the weak. Because you've got to pump every feed, give them a bottle at the same time, because that's the way I was doing it. Every time he would have a bottle, I would pump. And then what we would do is we did they call it the pitcher method. So you get a pitcher, like a big glass or plastic, or glass is normally safest. And you pour all your milk in there from the day. So you pump, you pour it in. You pump, you pour it in. You pump, you pour it in. And then from that, you prepare the next day's bottles. Mm-hmm. So then what he was drinking while I was pumping was yesterday's milk that I had pumped. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I have to give it to Austin. He is the most adaptable? Is that the word? He just adapted so well because breast milk, I don't know if you know this. Did you ever pump?
Yeah.
Breast milk, once it leaves your body, and depending on where you put it, like if you leave it on, because you can leave it on the bench for about 3 hours before you have to put it in the fridge. And then you can freeze it after, I don't remember how many, I think it's 12 hours of being in the fridge. Then you can freeze it and then you can defrost it and then give it to the baby again.
It was a convenient milk.
Yeah. At all of those stages, the breast milk can change flavour.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Because it's this, I think it's called lipase or something like that. It develops a chemical that changes the flavour. And now my boy would have it fresh out the boob, day old if it was in the fridge, defrosted if it had been in the freezer. If it was ice cold, he would drink it. If it was warmed up, he would drink it. He did not give a shit. So that was, I must admit, that was a blessing. Because if I had had a baby that would refuse the milk if it wasn't fresh, and some babies do. Some babies, refuse a different flavour or a different temperature, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was so easy in that sense. He took it, and I thank my lucky stars.
From the boob to the bottle?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. He really was. And he wasn't on the boob for long. I think he was on the boob for about a week before I decided I need to, we only pumped. But with pumping, I felt like I'm still trying to get to a point where I want him to feel like he's my baby.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have him close to me because I had the pump on. So what I would do, this is not going to really work for the audio listeners, but I would sit with my legs kind of like bowed out like this, put a cushion on my legs, and I'd lay him in front of me and give him a bottle that way while I had the pump on my breasts.
So he was still very much.
So he was still far away,
But too far to be
too far
close.
for me to be like, oh, my little baby, and cradle him and kiss his head.
But there were so many factors in all of this which still made you feel that disconnection.
100%. Or if when Taylor was home, she just give the bottles and I would sit there with the pump. I don't think we think about it
because we're like, well, she still got him.
Yep.
But when you explain it like that, he is still close enough to be close, but too far to be close.
That's right.
Yeah, because like you said, you're not rocking him against your chest.
That's right. And even then, when I wasn't breastfeeding, the vasospasms.
Barriers.
Correct. When I wasn't pumping or when I wasn't like directly feeding him, there, a tiny little newborn, I'd place him on my chest and his little elbows and knees would dig into my boobs and that vasospasm pain would kick up again. So I couldn't even enjoy cuddles with him when I wasn't breastfeeding, when I wasn't pumping. So that was awful for me. And then I got to 10 weeks and then he did the most miraculous thing that I will never, ever, ever let him forget. My boy at 10 weeks started sleeping through the night.
Oh, love that.
And it never stopped. I mean, obviously we've had some regressions and even now he's a toddler, so he's starting to have some nightmares. He had a nightmare last night and, there's still, and when he's sick, you know what I mean? Yeah. We still have things come up.
But we can forgive him for that, for sleeping that early.
That's right. But at 10 weeks old, my guy stopped waking up throughout the night. For the most part, right? Yeah. And so then I was waking up engorged and in pain. And that's when I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I said, Taylor, we got to buy a tin of formula. So then I took everything I could in my control to, I thought to myself, if I'm not breastfeeding anymore, I need to find the most elite formula I can. Mm-hmm. And let's be fucking for real. Every formula that is sold at Coles and Woolies is passed by regulations. They're all elite. They're all healthy for a baby. They're all good enough. You know what I mean?
Baby's a good baby.
That's right. And but like the tins, the formula, like there's not one that's better than the other.
No. They're all different reasons.
Correct. Yeah. There are some that are for like colicky babies and some that are for like reflux babies and whatever. But if you just need to feed your baby, you could buy any fucking tin of formula. Yeah. I thought, I got to get the best of the best. I got to get the elite premium shit.
I think because as mothers, we all did that to some.
Not only that, but
clothes and toys.
Right. But yeah, okay. But for in those 10 weeks, there was many days, sometimes multiple times a day, where Taylor would say, honey, we can just get some formula. If this is really too much for you, we can get some formula. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. This is the best that I can do for him. This is the best that I can do for him. I'm going to do this because this makes me feel like a mum.
Wow.
And when it was time and I called it because, he started sleeping through the night.
And I think you have to call it. You could have the most immense, like you did, like support around you.
Yeah.
But I think it's a decision that you have to make to be absolutely sure with yourself.
Yeah. 100%. And yeah, when I called it, I thought to myself, I have to find the most perfect formula for him that is just as good, if not better than my breast milk or whatever. We found a tin of formula. It was honestly, I loved that formula. And if we had another baby, I would buy it again.
I think that's how you pick formula. I literally just pick Carry Care.
Right.
Because that's what my brother was on. And so that's what Jermaine was on. And if we had to switch it out because he was either lactose intolerant or he was, he had a bit of colic or something else, then we just went to the other Carry Care.
Yeah.
I only just went with because it's what I know.
It's what you know, yeah.
Yeah,
that's how we chose. I will never forget the formula we bought is called Mamamoo, and it's a small business, a small Australian business. They only sell it either online, directly from the website, this is not sponsored, or at Chemist Warehouse.
Yeah.
And I loved that formula, and I love it because it was made with Australian cow milk. And also made that the business owners are two mums, Australian mums, right? And for my morals, I was like, this is right. This is the best thing I can do. This kid would have drank anything I gave him, honestly. This kid would have drank flour and milk if I mixed it. You know what I mean? Not that I would have given that to him.
Yeah, but given the way that he drank breast milk anyway,
he wouldn't have given a shit what I gave him, right? I would never give him flour and milk, but if I did, my boy would have drank it, right? Yeah, whatever. Yeah. As long as I'm being fed, I don't give a shit, And I'll never forget, actually, one time, very early on, I mentioned to you, and you probably don't remember this. You definitely don't remember this because you remember shit. I mentioned to you, I feel like I'm struggling to feel like I'm a good mum. And then you said to me, he's looking at you thinking, when's my next bottle, bitch? And I went, fuck yeah, he is actually. That's all he's thinking. That's all he's thinking.
The pressure that we put on ourselves as mums.
Yeah.
and my kid's 20, and I think I might have told you, we had a cry in bed the other night. Well, I had a cry.
You didn't tell me that.
I had a cry in bed the other night that...
Oh, wait, you did tell me. Yeah. I thought you meant Jermaine had a cry.
No, I feel like Jermaine got the shit end of parenting with us because we're first-time parents.
Yeah.
He's got no clue. But as mums, we carry that guilt.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, and I'm right. The kid's got no idea what's going on. He's just like, fuck, am I going to get fed or what?
Yeah.
But the guilt that we carry is just immense.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And
real.
so that's where it really started. Even though once I went to formula, life became a little bit easier in that sense, I will admit. I started stressing about how he was also, up until 10 months old, a contact napper. Strictly contact napping.
Great, but oof.
Now, if there's anyone around that's like, do you want to hold my baby while he sleeps? Abso-fucking-lutely. I would love to hold another baby while they sleep. Actually, do you know what? It'll be a blessing. It would be a religious experience for me if I got to hold another person's baby while they slept. Oh my God. And I've done it. My nephew, when he was a little, like he's 1 today actually, but when he was smaller and I got to give him a cuddle, and it happened a couple of times, he fell asleep in my arms. I was on another one. I felt
and you would not move for 10 days, hey? You'd be like, but as a mother with your own, you're like, how am I going to move? Like,
well, I got to the point where the corner on the couch became my best friend, but the corner on the couch also became my worst enemy because I would miss meals. I'm surprised I never got a UTI because I might have needed to pee, but I wouldn't move. I would sit there with racing thoughts and nothing to do with them. I would miss showers and all to keep...
And this is such a reality for so many women.
Yeah. And that being said, I wish that only after Austin stopped contact napping did I learn that I can actually connect my AirPods to the TV.
We have done that too, PS. Thank you.
So I learned after Austin stopped contact napping, but I could have done that. If I had known, I would have connected my AirPods to the TV and caught up on some TV and just had some zen time. I baby wore a lot though. If we were out, I would strap him onto me and walk around. But that being said, the last time I baby wore when he was napping, wasn't even baby, he was already 14 months old and we were in Europe. And I'll never forget, we were walking down La Rambla, which is the most popular street in Barcelona, and I put him on me just because he was a bit crabby and he fell asleep for an hour. My guy was 11 kilos. 11 kilos and I was wearing him for a nap.
And walking. And
his feet were brushing on my legs.
You never had to worry about what you ate because you were just doing like full cardio every day.
Yeah, literally. And that was the worst in Spain because obviously he was already a toddler and, still needing to nap during the day, and he still does. But what killed me, I think, was a constant battle in my head. So there is a theory, and I don't know how true it is, so don't take my word for it, but I believe it to be true for my son and for me, is that a baby that contact naps during the day feels safe enough to sleep on their own at night.
Yeah.
A baby that is being held for their day sleeps and being cuddled is comfortable enough to sleep most of the night or all night, in my case, on their own.
Because I think you provide that safe place for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And I've seen many people talk about how this is true, and I didn't realise until a few months in, and I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. And I don't know if it's true for everyone, so I don't know. But I used to think to myself, if I'm cuddling him during the day and he's sleeping all night long, guess who else is sleeping all night long? Me and Taylor.
Whatever works.
Right? And everyone that I would speak to would say, oh, you should really put him down. You're building a rod for your own back. You're building a rod for your own back. What would happen if you put him down? And it was mainly, not going to lie, our parents. Mm-hmm. Taylor's got 4 parents. I've got 2 parents. And it was mainly all of them. And other people as well, would say it. But a lot of the time it was you're building a rod for your own back. He's never going to want to be put down.
Also the same people that said sleep when the baby sleeps.
Yep.
when the baby's sleeping, at least you can get stuff done around the house. So am I sleeping him or not?
Yeah. Yeah. And Austin would sleep on his own during the day, but for 20 minutes and then wake up crabby it's just their sleep cycle. It's normal, right? For 20 minutes and then he'd wake up crabby. And then it extended to 27 minutes on the dot. On the fucking dot, mind you. So then in those 27 minutes, am I meant to be sleeping, or do I race around the house trying to get shit done, but also trying to be quiet enough to not wake him?
But also make enough noise that they sleep through because you don't want, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much conflicting stuff. At no point did I ever hear, and having 2 kids in the big age gap, and then there's Austin sort of in between, at no point did I hear anybody give the advice of, fuck it, do what you want.
Do what you want. Do what you want. What works for you.
I think that's why as a mother now, not as a mother now, but when I talk to mothers now, I'm such a big advocate of be like, yeah, cool, if that works for you, go for it. If you don't want a contact nap, don't. If you want to put him outside in a pram in the opens.
Do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny is that Maddie and I had a conversation about this a couple of weeks ago, and I said to her, I do judge mums. I do. People, you're not meant to judge other mums, but I do. And she goes, that's interesting. And I went, yeah, I fucking do. And she goes, well, what do you judge them on? And I said, I don't judge you if you co-sleep. I don't judge you if you breastfeed or formula feed. I don't even judge you if you have to take your kid to daycare. I don't judge you if you contact nap. I judge you on the way you talk to your kids and you treat your kids. And she went, oh. And I went, yeah. So when I'm out in public and I hear someone yelling at their kid or talking shit to their kid or swearing at their kid, that's where I judge you.
Yeah.
I don't judge you on breast or bottle. I don't judge you on sleeping with them or sleeping without them or cuddling them too much. I'm not even going to judge you if
your kids dropped a nugget and you tell them to pick it up and eat it again.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't judge you.
Hurry up.
Hurry up, have your nugget. Yeah, I would not judge you on that either. Yeah. But I do judge you on the way you talk to your kids. And anyway, so my point is that, like, I received a lot of judgment for cuddling him for every nap.
Isn't it so funny?
Yeah.
Because the first thing somebody does when they come to the baby is they pick them up and they cuddle them. But as a mother, you can't do that.
I'm not allowed, not too much.
The one person that can do whatever the fuck she wants to, whenever she wants to, isn't allowed to do it.
Yeah.
But every visitor had a right that they could do that.
Yeah, felt that they had the right to do that.
And then judge you for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would be sitting there going, are they right? Are they right? Is he never going to want to sleep without me? Am I doing the wrong thing?
The society
and then the other side of my brain would be like, but hang on a minute, you know that this is helping him because he's sleeping all night, and you know that this is helping his nervous system, and you know that when he wakes up he's happy, and you know that he's having a decent
this is working
nap.
for me.
Right, and I used to. I used to. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's just the way that we think.
Absolutely,
you are the thinker that gets into that, so that's normal for you.
100%. I would say this is what works for us, and I would even argue that case that that theory of if they're being cuddled during the day, they sleep well at night, and I would argue that theory with people. But then when I was in the nap by myself, staring at the fucking wall, that's what would replay in my head.
Yeah.
Are they right? Am I building a rod for my own back? Is he never going to want to sleep without me? And then the other side of my brain would argue with me. No, you know this is good for his nervous system. You know that he's sleeping all night through because you're cuddling him. You know that he wakes up early. You know that happy. You know that he has decent naps when he's in your arms. You know that this works. You know that this works. Yeah, but are they right? Is he never going to want to sleep without me? Yeah. And I'm staring at the wall with the sleeping baby in my arms, repeating this in my head.
I think that's what most mothers would have thought.
And over and over again.
That works, but then the society pressure, their immediate family pressure, because this is what my mum did, this is what my nan did, and it worked for them, but how come it's not working for me? Or it is working for me, but should I have done it like that?
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what worked and what didn't, there's always in the back of your head, like, but that's what they did. If this is what they're telling me, because we parent on either that's what we're doing because that's what we know, or we're not doing it like that because I don't like it. That's how we parent.
Every day for those 12 months, I would try to put him down for a nap every day and then be distraught. And I mean, when I say distraught, I mean on my hands and knees screaming and crying. Because I thought I was doing something wrong. One, because I thought I was doing something wrong because he would wake up distressed. So, and it was because I put him down. And two, I thought I was doing something wrong for cuddling him too much because that's what the world was telling me. So I was always in the wrong in my mind. I've always been in the wrong. It's always been my fault, and I'm a bad mum. I'm a bad mum because how dare I put him down when I know this doesn't work for him. And I'm a bad mum because how dare I get him used to cuddling me. I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Yeah, literally. And every morning I would wake up with hope. Today's going to be the day. Today's going to be the day he's going to have a decent nap on his own. Today is going to be the day I'm going to be able to do it. He's going to be able to do it. And every day I was let down for 12 entire months.
Now I'm going to ask you something. When you said today's going to be the day and the exact same way you said it, when you said today's going to be the day, how did it really play in your head?
Genuinely.
Yeah, because I would have been like mask on, today's going to be the day.
No. Genuinely. There was a lot of the time I was super 100% confident.
Yeah.
And it was a cycle because I would get myself into this, all right, today, we're going to do it today. I fully believe me and my kid, we can do this. He's going to be able to do this. And then it was a plummet drop, scream crying hands on the floor. Like me, not him. Or he would cry as well. It was a like it was horrible. I would be inconsolable. And every day that's what it was like. And so, and then again, I'd go to bed that night and wake up the next morning and be like, let's try again.
Wow, you were good. You're better than me.
Yeah. And then it hit about, that's a lie. He probably would have been about 10-ish months old, 10 months old, and he started having his first nap of the day on his own. His first nap of the day. And that's when I would go nap. Because it was at 9 a.m, so it was still early enough in the day.
Love that, yeah.
For me to I wouldn't even get out of my jammies in the morning. I would just go straight back to bed. I'd play with him for 3 hours because he'd wake up at 6, go to bed at 9. That was our morning. We'd have breakfast, we'd play for a few hours, and then when it was his turn to go to bed, I still have to, and I still do to this day, cuddle him to sleep and then transfer him. But he would sleep for a good hour, sometimes an hour and a half, on his own in the morning. So I'd go straight back to bed.
Love it.
And take a nap myself. Then his second nap, he started struggling, and then the week of his first birthday, he started napping on his own. Sorry, he started only having one nap, and it was a good 2.5 hour nap, sometimes 3 hour nap. And that week of his first birthday, the fog lifted, truly the fog lifted then. And I'm not going to lie, these last 2 weeks have actually been a bit tricky for myself and my mental health, because now it's looking like he's ready to drop that nap entirely, but he's not. He wants to drop the nap, but I don't think he's ready to exist without a nap.
Yeah.
And it's taking us longer. Like he fights me to go to sleep for his nap now, and then when he does sleep, it's only for an hour where it used to be 2. And that's fine with me if you only want to nap 1 hour. Just be fucking happy about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be happy. So that's been a bit tricky, and like, I say this to anyone who will listen, but I do love toddlerhood. It is my favorite time. And I feel like when he turns 4 or 5, I'll be like, oh, where's my little toddler? I love my toddler. But this past 2 weeks have been challenging. And toddlerhood is challenging. Like, you've been there twice. Everyone says the terrible twos. I don't believe in calling it that. I call it the teachable twos. Because it's something that I feel is a very positive time. It's when they start to actually, their brain cells are actually fucking rubbing together and learning and experiencing things, and you know what I mean?
A little spark is coming out.
Correct. They're actually becoming functioning human beings, not just little potatoes that sleep, shit, and eat,
Perfect analogy for them, actually.
Well, that's exactly how I feel.
They're just existing.
Literally.
No idea.
Whereas now he's starting to, and all toddlers will, start to, absorb and learn and mimic behaviours, and, and it's so fun to teach them during this time. It has been challenging the past couple of weeks, and it's always been challenging. Toddlerhood is always challenging, but this time, at this point, I feel like I'm thriving. And I think I low-key actually needed to talk about this now to reflect, because it's been a bit of a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But tell me about where it started for you.
I just want to congratulate you on getting through that,
dude.
because I'm just having so many moments of reflection. I think because of the podcast we talk about a lot, because of we're more open about it to other mums, and I think because I'm at a point in my life where there's a whole new era for me now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just reflect so much on 20 years of Jermaine's life, the 11 years of George's life.
Yeah.
And I think I wish I had have spent more time knowing when it was going to be the last time. I wish I had soaked up a bit more. And I did for the both of them, but not for different reasons. because we're too busy being mums.
Yeah.
And for the first time, I was a first-time mum.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing, listening to society. And the second time, I then had another child in tow, although there was an age gap. So I still had to make sure I gave enough love to the first one as well as the second one.
Yeah.
So for different reasons. But I wish I had soaked up more so that I knew when the last time was. So I remembered more when the last time was. I wish I had not worried about the housework as much.
Yeah.
I wish I had sat down and listened to their stories a bit more rather than being like, okay, like I'm just going to do dinner now. Like I wish I had done that more.
Yeah.
But in saying that, they're both thriving. So again, it's one of those things where you're always going to constantly look back and go, what could have I done better? And I think the minute you realise, even at 20, what could have I done better as a mother? You should be doing that. If you're thinking about it, don't kick yourself later and in another 5 years be thinking, then do it. So I'm more conscious now when Georgia tells me a story about school and I'm thinking in my head, wrap it up. But now I'm like, okay,
Pause.
tell me. Yeah,
Pause.
like I will literally stop everything and listen.
Yeah.
Because I went one time, she said, can I tell you something? I went, yeah, go on. And she said,
I remember this story.
no, don't worry about it because you've already taken a breath like that, so obviously you don't want to listen. So she
And
pays
she notices.
attention.
Yeah.
So I'm very conscious now to be like, okay, go. And I'm really interested.
And be active listening.
Yeah. So as soon as I think I realise I should be doing that more, I do it more.
Yeah.
So if they don't remember something, they will, because me and my sister talk about this all the time. If you don't know what it's like to be a good mum, I know what it's like to be a shit mum.
Yes.
So if I don't know what I'm doing, because this is the first time I'm raising a 20-year-old, then I know what I don't want it to look like.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't want it to look like.
Yeah.
I want to be actively listening.
Yeah, and show the interest as well. Like,
so I don't think the feeling of could have I done it better ever goes away. But I think the minute you recognise that, and you're always trying to better yourself, I see that from the outside. So love that for you. So this is how I know that as many times as you think you fucked it up, we will as mothers, because we actually don't know. It's the first time I'm raising a daughter, first time I'm raising a son.
Even now,
and if I was to have 10 more kids, they're all going to be different.
Even now, though, like my mum and I were talking about this a couple days ago, about how she gentle parented me without realising she was gentle parenting me. She said to me, she goes, I used to look at a lot of the way other people would parent their kids and go, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then essentially like gentle parent me, not knowing the term gentle parenting.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
She didn't even know what she was doing.
And you're her first.
Correct.
So
and
she
her
didn't
only.
have, but she didn't have anything else to go by.
Correct. So she really
So
did.
you were the crash test dummy that she just hoped for the best she got right.
And she did, I think. And she gentle parented me in a way that the term gentle parenting wasn't around when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So she just did it her way, and I think she did a great job.
Yeah.
But, and I didn't tell her this, but I should have. But
I wonder if from that she took from, there's some things that my mum did that I don't want to do.
100%.
Yeah.
Which
so
is where I was
her version
actually
of
going.
parenting, yeah.
Which is where I was actually going, because I noticed I do to Austin what I didn't like my mum doing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, for example, Austin, and he's only 2, but Austin still now might beg for my attention and I'm cleaning the house. And my mum, I used to be like...
Because it always does come at an inconvenient time.
No, but like just to play with.
Yeah.
Just to play with him. Not because he wants me to do anything.
Yeah.
Like Georgia might want to tell you something. She's 11. You know, what she needs from you is different to what a 2-year-old needs from you, right? But Austin might just want to play. And I'm like, hang on, baby. Mama's going to clean the kitchen and then I'll play. And I remember being a little kid, not 2, but I remember being a little kid being like, can't you just clean it later and play with me now? And it clicked on me the other day and I was like, oh shit. I used to hate when my mum did this. Not because she was neglecting me, not because she never played with me.
as mothers, we always are on the go and trying to do something for the house, for work, for the kids,
and like,
something else.
now, if anything, I understand my mum more now, because I'm like, oh yeah, I do want to clean the house before I can relax and play with you, because that feels right in my brain. That being said, though, I remember being a kid being like, just clean later, play with me now.
Yeah. So conflicting as a mum.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to get it right for ourselves, because clean house equals clean mind, but also your kid wants to be played with now.
Yeah.
And we want to be the present mum.
That's right.
It's so conflicting. So, I think it's something that we're always just going to, the mental load, again, falls on us, from us.
Correct.
A lot too.
From us, yeah. But tell me about where it started for you. Because
I've
I've only ever heard... not bits and pieces, but like not like a chronological story from the beginning to the end.
I think it's similar. I don't actually know when it started.
Do you have a moment like that, like I said, when Austin was crying and Taylor got to him first? Do you have is there where at the
To
very
be honest,
beginning?
a lot of it feels so blurry.
Okay.
Like if you...
It was also a long time ago.
Well, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But it feels still so blurry. There was like a few times when I remember just holding him. And of course I'm stressed. He's crying. He was lactose intolerant.
Is that CMPA? CMPA?
What's that?
I think that's a new word that they use to describe babies that are lactose intolerant.
No idea.
Cow milk protein allergy. Never mind. Not lactose intolerant.
Okay.
I'm going to shut the fuck up.
He was also a very spewy baby, so we had to have him on Gaviscon and thickened formula because he would just throw up everything all the time, so that was hard. You had a runny nose, he got pneumonia, you coughed, he got this, you sneezed, he got gastroenteritis. Like, we were constantly in hospital.
In hospital, yeah, I know
one of those
that.
kids. As soon as his immune system would build up again, he would get a bit chubby, and my husband would say, he's going to get sick again. Because like his immune system tried to put on a bit of weight because he would just lose it really quickly. So that was fun. So just a lot of environmental things that was obviously not great as a first-time mum. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. But I remember just trying to get him to sleep, and he wouldn't get to sleep because now I'm like...
Yeah, you're stressing.
I'm stressing.
Yeah.
Wondering why, like legit wondering why he wasn't getting to sleep. And I'm like...
Meanwhile, it's your fault.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but I was like, looking back, I'm like, you idiot. My best friend and my mum would take him, and I could see the panic on their face, like, this kid's not getting to sleep, but nobody was game enough to be like, it's you. Mum would be like, maybe it's just because you're stressed and because you're trying to get, like, it was such a whirlwind. Like, you're stressing because he's not getting to sleep, but he's not getting to sleep because you're stressing.
Yeah, it's a cycle. I've been there. We've all been there.
Yeah, and then, like, she would take him, then I'd feel like shit because I couldn't get him to sleep because
I've been there.
It needed to be me that was getting
your
him
mum.
to sleep. Yeah, because how stupid that his own mother can't get him to sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
what
a dickhead. So, and that was as far as the thought process went for me. But subconsciously looking back now, there was definitely a lot of guilt and stupidity. Like, I can't get him to sleep. Of course I can't get him to sleep. I'm stressing. Like, I was just back and forth arguments with myself.
So kind of like me when I'm sitting there, like, well, am I doing the right thing? But they said I'm doing the wrong thing, but I know I'm doing the right thing. Like, it is, you argue with yourself.
Yeah, and nobody's got a clue, like, the battle that's going inside your head. So you're tired. Mm-hmm. You're tired from no sleep. Mm-hmm. You're tired from just blowing up with yourself all day. Mm-hmm. No one's, knows any different. Mm-hmm. But, so then it was that. And then I just remember he was just crying one night. And I just thought...
Newborn?
I think he was, like, maybe about a month and a half.
Okay.
Not quite 2 months.
Yeah.
So this went on for a very long time. And that's when I thought, I can't fucking do this. I can't do this anymore. And for me, the build up to that was I would just sit up for a couple of nights, which now we call...
Sit up for a
revenge, like revenge procrastination, bedtime revenge procrastination.
No, stay up instead of...
stay up at night a lot. But everybody, my husband especially, probably thought, well, she, I don't know, can't sleep. And so he would just take Jermaine to bed. And so I would just sit up. But I would sit up because for me, nighttime was good for me because it was still, the baby was asleep. Nobody needed me.
Did he sleep well at night?
Oh, he was a good sleeper. I have to say, he was a good sleeper. By that time, I was so exhausted that I actually couldn't sleep. So no sleep played a massive part for me.
So you had sleepless nights because of your own bullshit, not because the baby was
No, the baby didn't keep me up at all.
Yeah.
Like, he was a really good sleeper. Both my kids were very good sleepers at night from early on, so I was quite lucky. Of course, apart from if I was sick. Or
same as Austin.
So I was really, really lucky. I didn't have, kids that were up all night. And so I just thought, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm literally exhausted. So the night times were good for me because nobody needed me, and I was in my own thoughts. But that also was a bad time for me because I was in my own thoughts.
Because you're in your own thoughts. Yeah.
And this is when I realised, looking back now, that I actually had some issues, and it was mental health. Because I was like, I actually can't do this anymore. Like, I can't. And these thoughts would happen a couple of nights. But I would get up, and the reason I asked you is like, we can do this. We got another day. For you, it was like, legit, I'm confident we got this again today. For me, I would put the mask on.
You try to convince yourself.
And it would sound like this. We got this.
Yeah.
Like in the same chokehold. We've got this. We're going to do this again. But for me, it was really, if I took the mask off, we're going to do this a fucking another day
Yeah.
I don't want to do this another day. As I was saying to the world, we're going to do this another day. In my head, it came out, I don't want to fucking do this another day.
I don't want to do this another day. Yeah.
I don't want to do this again. Not that I didn't want to do it. I couldn't do this fucking same bullshit over and over. And
that's how I felt. That's how I felt when it didn't go right.
Yeah.
So I would wake up in the morning being like, it's going to be good. We're going to do it. Yeah. Really confident with my whole chest. And then I would plummet to that. Yeah. I can't fucking do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't. And then again, the next day I would get up and try and do it again.
Yeah. And the only time I was feeling good was when somebody would be like, hey, how you going? Or somebody would come over to my house. I'd be like, great.
To keep you company?
I just think because he was the first grandchild.
Right.
So I was home by myself. I was on maternity leave.
Yeah.
Chris had gone back to work quite early. So because I'd had the support, so they just came and spoiled the baby and all that.
Yeah, okay.
And so I would actually really love that time because I'm like, okay, someone's here, I've got adult interaction.
Yeah, it is keeping you company.
But nobody knew exactly what was going on. And I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know that it had a name.
Yeah, neither did I.
I didn't know.
Well, I did.
Well, I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, well, obviously I'm not getting no sleep. Like, that's what all mothers do. That's what happens when you have a newborn. Because nobody told me otherwise, that you could get intrusive thoughts like that. Mm-hmm. So I just thought, again, that's what all mothers did, right? Mm-hmm. So then one night, the thoughts got way too much, and
you went to your mum's?
Huh?
When you went to your mum's?
Yeah.
I like this. I almost said I like this story. It's not that I like it, but it's a pivotal story. Yeah. It's important.
Like it was, I don't know, it was probably 2-3 in the morning. And if I was in the right frame of mind, there's no fucking way I would have left my house after 8. We were living in Hebersham. I grew up around the area, but I wouldn't leave the house at 8 o'clock at night because I'm like, too many idiots out.
Yes, it's not a safe area.
Yeah. And then 3 in the morning, I had like cargo pants on, a singlet shirt. I don't even know what was October, November. So it was summer. It would have been hot if I was wearing that. I remember walking outside. It wasn't until I looked down further, I had one brown Havana on, one black Havana, because I was just like on mission. And I was thinking, well, I wasn't even thinking it. My thought was, I'm going to go to my mum's house. I don't know what I was going to do, but I'm just going to go to my mum's house, which was a 5-minute walk around the corner. But as I'm walking, I'm thinking, so there wasn't much thought process going on. I just need to get from one spot to the other. Where the other spot was, I don't know, but the end destination, if nothing happened, was going to be my mum's house. It was like a safe place, right? But as I'm walking to my mum's house, as if it was fucking 7 in the morning, it was 3 in the morning, I was thinking to myself, I don't want to see the sun come up. I don't want to see the sun come up. And then I thought, so like, blasé, I don't care if anybody rapes me or kidnaps me. I just don't want to see the sun come up. Just, if you're going to kill me, this is a conversation I'm having with myself in my head. If you're going to kill me, have your way, do whatever you need to. Just do it quick, because if you're going to do all that and I've got to see the sun come up, I'm not even thinking of the trauma that's going to come after this, if this happened. I'm just thinking, the sun's coming up again.
I have to do this shit
again. Do this again. And there's this Arabic saying, I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not going to say it in Arabic, but it means, I don't want to die, because if you throw me in water, I'm going to swim to save my life. Mm-hmm. I want the feeling to go away.
Oh my God, that made my heart.
So when somebody's like, actually, I don't want to see you the next day, I don't mean I want to die. I mean, if you throw me in the water, of course I'm going to swim for my life, like, to save myself. Because I just want this to go away. If you could throw me in the water, I could drown, and it could strip something away from me, which I now know is a mental health. I would be okay.
That gave me goosebumps.
So when I heard that, I was like,
did your sister tell you that one?
No, I seen it somewhere. Oh. But I thought there could be nothing more that could explain that era of my life any more perfect.
That is like,
because people think, what do you mean you don't want to see the sun come up? You want to die? No, I didn't want to die.
I don't want to die.
I wanted to live every day for this baby of mine, and I didn't not have a disconnection to him. I loved him with everything, but I didn't feel that I could give him the best of me. Because I wasn't the best of me then. And I really wanted him to have the best of me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I just want this to go away, whatever this feeling is, because it's staying on for longer than the 10-day baby blues. And of course I didn't tell anybody, so nobody knew it was postnatal depression then.
Did Chris know anything?
I think he thought, well, she's a little bit upset, but she's also getting no sleep, because when he came home from work, it was another adult to talk to. So I'm like, oh, he's home, and he automatically just took the baby.
So because he's a new dad as well.
Yeah, cool, yeah. Probably just thinking, well, she's just adjusting to it all. Mm-hmm. You know, and when somebody said, how you going? I said, great. Why would you think that I was struggling otherwise? Looking
But
back,
did he not know that you were up all night when the baby was asleep? Did he
was,
not?
He was exhausted from work as well, and
okay. Because was there
looking
not?
back, I was so good at covering it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was great. Like I would have loved to have said I wasn't, but I actually was. And I think because there was a part of it was like, I don't want anybody to think that I don't. And I never said to anybody, I don't want to see the sun come up. I would never. Because what if they thought that it meant that I was going to do something? Because I didn't. And I didn't know how to, back then, I wish I knew this probably of them, because I would have explained to them, I just want this to go away, whatever it is. And that would have then brought up a conversation of what's that? What is that? Is it an emotion? Yeah, it is. We probably would have worked it out a lot sooner if I had just been completely fucking honest. But I didn't. I said, no, I'm great. Yeah, it's great. Love it. Love it. Nobody knew.
So you rocked up at your mum's house?
So I went to my mum's house, by the grace of God. Nobody kidnapped me or raped me, and I've seen the sun come up. So I got to my mum's house, and as you do when your daughter's just had a baby, and you get there at like 3 a.m, knock on the door, and the first thing she said was, "Where's the baby?" And in my head I'm thinking, the fucking baby? The baby? What about me? Like, don't worry about the fucking baby. The baby's fine at home. And I remember just talking to myself, but saying this to her, like, I'm talking to no one, but I'm saying my thoughts actually out loud now. The baby, the fucking baby, what about me? And it was only then that they realised, shit, this is something's not right with her, because she wouldn't do this. And my sisters had come out of their
I
rooms.
don't want to cry because I've had like a rough couple of days too, but you were her baby.
I know.
And she just thought about the little new one.
And if my daughter, if that was Georgia, and
oh
she
my
came
God,
to
why am I so fuck?
But if Georgia had come to my house, I probably would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Where's the baby?
Yeah, and it's not like your mum didn't do anything wrong.
She's just thinking it's 3 a.m. and where's the baby?
Yeah, and she probably is thinking, especially if you were hiding it that well, she's probably thinking, are you rocking up at my house because something's wrong with the baby?
Exactly. That would be my first thought.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, what about your baby?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And I said, the baby, what about me? It's like a baby. In an instant, forgot that she's there. I'm just saying all this out loud. And I just turned around and ran home. So in the meantime, my husband has no idea I've left home. My mother has no idea I'm on the way to her house. If anything happened to me, there would be no timeline. The timeline would have been whatever time my husband went to sleep. Let's say, for argument's sake, 8:30. You wouldn't know how long it had been. And that was what I wanted, hopefully that something would happen and I wouldn't get to my destination. Obviously, God has other plans. Anyway, so then I remember running back home, and that's where it all unfolded. All that. And then, nobody actually did anything sort of then. They sort of went, what's happening, what's going on, blah, blah. And I was like, I just don't feel okay. And they tried to work out, okay, well, this is going obviously longer than 10 days. They all thought, well, she's obviously not having much sleep, because I started to say, yeah, I'm not having much sleep. obviously that's the first thought, because
And did you blame it on Jermaine? Did you say, he's up all the time, and did you blame it on him, or did they assume it was about him being up all the time?
I think they assumed it was about him, maybe.
Because that's what is typical for a newborn baby. But they also knew
that Chris took the baby at night.
Okay.
So they were thinking, okay, well...
Were you breastfeeding him? Did you
I
have
did
to do
for a bit,
overnight
but
feeds?
he didn't get it. So he just couldn't latch on, the poor kid. So we put him straight onto formula as soon as we could. And he was fine. It was just a lot medically going on with the kid.
Yeah,
I was like, exhausted.
Another hospital trip.
And I just overthought everything too. My brain didn't stop for no reason whatsoever. And I remember one time, I think this was a turning point massively for me as well. I remember putting him in the bath. And the bath water the bath water was, again, the universe definitely looked after me. The bath water was this deep.
5 centimetres for the audio listeners.
Yeah. So I'm holding my baby's head still, as you do. And your baby's 3 months by this point. So this went on for a long time. Holding his head in the water. And so I just thought, imagine I just let my hand go and he just drowns.
Not that you wanted to.
No, definitely didn't want to.
And you didn't.
Because obviously subconsciously my brain says we only put a little bit of water in. So even if he turned his face sideways, he was not going to drown. And I didn't. But as soon as I thought that, and I also thought in that, it was that 30-second thinking. So it played out a big story for me, but I know it came as quick as it went. I also thought, I moved my hand, he'll drown. and I was smoking at the time. He'll drown. I'll go put the kettle on. I'll have a coffee. I'll have a smoke. And this is so relaxed, so normal. So the baby's dead in the bath at this time. Like, this is how the story would have played out. And I'll have a coffee and I'll have a smoke. And then I'll call the ambulance. That's what I'll do. And then I went, oh!
Then it just like...
Fuck! That scared me.
Yeah.
And I remember my hand being so stiff, like, do not move your fucking hand. Do not move your hand. Because as soon as that thought came...
You would have, like, pulled him straight out of the bath.
It scared the... Like, I was stiff, like... And I love this kid with every being of my heart. It scared me that my thoughts got that dark.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Someone said something once, I think it was on TikTok, actually, changed my life. And she said, we don't have... Intrusive thoughts are called intrusive thoughts because you don't want them there. People who are dangerous, who would do that, they're not intrusive thoughts. It's just a thought. And they act on it. Or they want to act on it.
Yeah.
But we have intrusive thoughts because they are intruding and we don't want them there. So that's why people who have intrusive thoughts like that are safer than the ones who just call them thoughts.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Have I explained that correctly?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know if that helps you reframe that.
But if anybody wants to know why there's an 8-year gap between my two kids, that's why there's
that is why.
8-year gap.
Yeah.
So I remember it scared the fuck out of me. I remember never telling you about my younger sister, Simone.
Right.
So I told her.
And she's a great person to tell that.
Yeah. For someone that didn't have kids at all during that time.
Yeah. How did she react when you told her that?
Well, I remember telling her, no judgment from her, thankfully. And she
I can't see her judging you.
I know that you won't do it, Bec. And we actually spoke about this the other day at her house.
Really?
She said, I know you won't do it because you're talking about it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, you won't do it because you're talking about it. Because it scared me, Izzy. It scared me to not tell someone. Because my thought was, if I did, I want someone to know that I love this baby and it was an accident. So I purposely never done. But every time I bathed him, she said, can you call me?
Oh.
And it wasn't like, call me so I know you're not going to kill him.
Yeah,
it was, can
just
you call
chat.
me? So I would call her because it scared me. And she would just be there. Until then, I don't even know when she wasn't there, but she just wasn't there one time. But she was always like...
And you would just...
And I never felt like she was like, what's she going to do? I never felt like that at all. She was just there as if she just popped in unexpectedly. And
you would what, like just chat about your day or like how was work?
I only told my other sister, Natasha, this only like probably last year sometime.
Wow.
That this thought had happened. Yeah.
Wow. And did you ever tell your mum when she was around?
I don't know that the conversation ever came up to tell her.
And
not
Chris?
Not that I hid it.
It just never came up.
It just never came up.
All right, Chris.
I don't even know actually.
Yikes.
Yeah. And again, I just thought, well, it's under control. It's fine. Like, it scared me enough to not do it again, and that's fine. So maybe I just pushed it back to not... It was something we never talk about ever again.
And then this went on for years.
Yeah, I think when he was like 2, we finally got help. We finally went, this isn't okay. And I said, again, I made the call, I can't do this all the time now. I can't do this. Because I would be in the middle of a shopping centre and be breaking in tears. Just because it got too much for no reason and every reason. And I just, I can't live like this. It's too much for me. Like, I just cannot do this. And I just went to a doctor and they said, well, why did you let it get to this point? I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know. And I told them how I feel and everything, and went on antidepressants. And yeah, I was on those for a couple of years.
What about Bungarabie?
That was...
I don't know if anyone knows, but it is a mental health facility. Mental health facility?
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that.
I think Jermaine was...
I think you've told me that he was about 3.
Yeah, I was about to say 3, because he definitely wasn't 4.
I think you've told me this
3.
story.
Yeah.
And how long were you there for?
It was only for... It was like an overnight.
Just one night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was an overnight one.
Wasn't there... And we can cut this if there's something that you don't want to share.
There was another one, but I feel like I've blacked it out because there's another one where I was in a room with another girl.
But I feel like you've told me before that there was like a good time where like you weren't... That Chris was living with his mum and Jermaine and you guys weren't really seeing much of each other because you were...
Yeah, he was living at his mum's when this happened.
Yeah, but how long ago... How long did that long... Fuck me.
How long did that last?
Get the words out, yeah. How long did that last?
I think that was for like... Because I was living at my mum's.
And was that when you were in a mental health facility? No. You were living with your mum?
This was before. Yeah, I was living at my mum's.
Okay.
He was at his mum's.
With Jermaine?
No, Jermaine was with me at the time.
Oh, okay.
He took Jermaine, obviously, when I was in there. But there was another...
Why did you guys live separately? Was it just because...
I think because we'd moved out of the house in Hebersham, moved in with my mum, because things were pretty bad with me. So moved in with my mum. Then, I think it just got a bit too much for us to home with my mum. Then...
You trying to remember all of this is so interesting.
Then we moved to his mum's. And then I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I just moved to my mum's. I can't remember why I said I don't want to do this anymore. But he was coming over like every second night for dinner. When he was
So you weren't like broken up?
No, definitely not broken up. I just said I can't do this anymore. And I was fine with that. I think because I knew we weren't broken up. If we were broken up, I don't know what my mental health would have been like. But I think because he was still like, we're calling every day, obviously. So went over every second day. He'd stay for the weekend there. I'd stay for the weekend there.
Yeah. And you were seeing your kid.
Yeah,
so
it was fine. But there was another night, and I don't know how much Chris will know or remember. There was another night. I was overnight in Bungaroo, and there was another one where I was in. Because I remember there being a girl next to me. She's like, what are you in for?
What are you in for? Like it's a prison?
Yeah. But yeah, so I was in Bungaroo because my mental health went downhill again.
What led you to have to go there?
I don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know. I can't tell you what the wind up to it was, the lead up to it. I don't. I know afterwards we had to reassess my medication. I don't know. Yeah, even looking back now, like I don't know. I don't know what the turning point was. I don't remember it. I then started to. Yeah.
Are you having a hard time with this?
No, I just don't know. I know that. I don't think I've ever told anybody this either.
We don't have to talk about it.
No, that's okay because I feel like it gets to a point, Izzy, where you get to your life and it's heavy. And I don't want it to be heavy for me anymore.
Okay. This episode is to be continued. If you or someone you know is navigating any of the topics discussed in today's episode, please reach out for support. Links are below.